good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Saquon. Don't forget, before we get started here, you can always watch this, listen to this on your own time. You can do that by going to our Inform YouTube channel. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform, and you can find us online on inform.com/podcasts under the Inform Minute. All right, we've got some breaking news for you guys this morning. I was out there live on First News today, and this all stems from an argument that happened right at these apartments kind of by 45th Street South, and then it stemmed into gunfire, basically. So let's talk about what information we were able to confirm for you guys overnight with police. So first, I want to start off by saying Fargo Police are looking for two people right now who drove away in a Jeep after they say one of them did accidentally shoot a woman during that fight, leaving her seriously hurt. Happened at the Mezzo Apartments. So again, kind of right by that Holiday gas station on 45th there. This all was happening before 10 last night, but we did speak with a spokesperson at Fargo Police, and they tell us that a Jeep with two people inside pulled up to this man's apartment, and then they got into this verbal altercation, and then that's when the gunfight started, okay? So keep in mind, both parties were shooting at each other. One of the bullets actually went through a window and hit the man's wife. Again, this is all by accident. She was never actually the target. Well, that's when the Jeep took off. Ambulance crews, first responders obviously arrived to take that woman to the hospital for serious injuries. So right now, of course, you can help police in tracking those suspects down. Again, the only description that we have right now is that there were two people inside a white Jeep. This morning I did say that specifically we just don't know what kind of Jeep they're looking for, because, you know, we didn't get those specifics as to, you know, like a car model or a year, but a white Jeep, potentially with two people still inside. I don't know, but if you see maybe something suspicious with a white Jeep, maybe just tip that off to police and see if that's something that they could look into. But again, if you're just joining us, I'll really quickly recap this. There's a woman who is seriously hurt. She's dealing with some serious injuries right now at a local hospital after she was accidentally shot, and Fargo Police are also looking for two people in connection to that right now. No threat to the public. Let me just clarify that too. Of course, when you hear two people are on the loose or suspects are on the loose, they're on the run, that feeling is a little bit scary because it's like, okay, they could be in my neighborhood, right? No threat to the public, and police say that's because the man in the apartment, whose wife got shot, and then the two people inside the Jeep actually know each other. So it wasn't like a random attack. So yeah, again, if you see a white Jeep, if you think you might know anything about this, make sure you give Fargo Police a call so you can help them in their investigation. Okay, we also are trying to figure out a little bit more about this crash that left two people dead right near the Grand Forks landfill. So emergency crews, they were called out to the intersection of 69th Street North and 27th Avenue North at around 4 yesterday afternoon. Think just east of the Grand Forks Airport, by the way. Investigators tell us that a van was heading east on 27th, crossing 69th, when a truck came and hit that van. Officers do tell us 3 people total were involved in the crash. We're still trying to figure out how the third person is doing this morning. Also right now, the founder of a popular resort in Lakes Country is planning a rebuild of the resort after a fire destroyed it. So this happened yesterday morning at the Maple Log Resort in Callaway, Minnesota. Firefighters were there all day just trying to put out those flames. And this resort is known for being a destination for cross-country skiers, snowshoers, and bikers. And the resort's founder is telling us that hundreds of handmade skis, 250 stained glass windows, and the world's largest collection of depot signs were lost. So this is actually the second time that this building has been burned down, with the first fire happening back in 1999. Today, if you're in Devil's Lake, you can head to the polls early because the school board is asking you to decide on the future of some of its schools through a nearly $32 million referendum. If that vote passes, it would pay for a new middle school building to replace the old Central Middle School, which was built back in 1937. It'll also cover, in addition to Prairie View Elementary School as well. So we checked, we found out that it would cost about $17 million just to make the repairs to the current Central Middle School. So, of course, we'll stay on top of this for you throughout the day, and we'll maybe hope to have an update for you during our evening newscasts and our 11 o'clock newscast. Okay, right now, University of Minnesota campuses, including Minnesota Crookston, are filling out some paperwork to inform campus leaders that they will go on strike later this month if their demands are not met. And after members of Teamsters Local 320 voted by a 93% margin to authorize a strike. So the union proposed the strike because of abusive employment, understaffing, and poverty wages. Close to 1,500 employees are set to strike if no deal is reached within the cool-off period that will be taking place over the next 10 days. That strike would affect all 5 campuses, so we'll, of course, stay on top of that for you, and maybe we'll get an announcement later today on that as well. Also today, Moorhead City leaders will be meeting to hold its first reading of a new city ordinance that regulates the sale of edible CBD products. That meeting is going to be outlining the city's new regulations, including zoning amendments for the sale, manufacturing of cannabinoid products as well. Meeting is going to be also a chance for the community to kind of provide feedback, of course, to these leaders, to the city council. Meeting's going to begin at 5:30 this afternoon at the Yemcom Center. Okay, also today, some daycare providers in our region will be having a special meeting in Dilworth to talk about the childcare crisis. Kevin Wallabend spoke with the owner of ABC 123 Childcare Center, which is just located off of Highway 10 in Dilworth, and she says that center has room for 175 children, but 140 people have enrolled, and it only has 43 teachers. She's arguing that there's not enough spots available at other centers across the region, and teachers have been leaving for other jobs, mostly over pay. If you'd like to attend that meeting, it is set for 6:30 tonight at the City Depot Park in Dilworth. All right, talking more nationally right now, we know today President Joe Biden, along with other leaders in the G7 countries, will be meeting to discuss plans to aid Ukraine and punish Russia for its latest round of attacks. We are now learning at least 12 people are confirmed dead, and more than 60 others are hurt after airstrikes hit in Kyiv and some of its surrounding cities. It's so hard to hear. The attacks also knocked out parts of Ukraine's power grid, and that is obviously leaving some major cities there in the dark this morning. Also, the chance of a nationwide railway strike just got higher after a new move by a maintenance workers union. So these members of the union voted against a proposed 5-year contract. They're now going to try to hammer out a new deal with the nation's top freight railway managers. If there's no deal set by November 19th, the workers could go on strike. The White House right now is trying to avoid a freight railway strike because it would put some extra pressure on the already strained supply chains. Okay, recently, if you haven't noticed, maybe you have noticed, I know I have, gas prices have been kind of expensive again. I actually just was thinking about this morning on my way to work. I was like, wow, I thought they were like down, and now I feel like they're right back to where they were when everyone was complaining about it, right? Well, they're on the rise, but the good news is that they probably won't stay as expensive. Some states we know are heading close to $4 a gallon or already at $4 a gallon, but it shouldn't last for long. So there's kind of the good news there. But this recent rise is coming after news of OPEC's decision to cut production, if you remember that. But keep in mind, several West Coast refineries have been offline because of accidents or maintenance, and now that they're up and running, the price of gas in western states is already falling. So experts are saying if you see $4 gas this week, you can expect it to drop back down by next week. So we'll see if that holds true for next week, and we'll kind of check in on those gas prices as well. And the U.S. could be on the verge of losing tens of thousands of jobs. Bank of America is warning that the Federal Reserve's inflation reducing policies could also slow the job market. Well, the company says the economy could start losing 175,000 jobs every month, throughout much of next year. And it thinks a recession will start in the first half of next year, with the unemployment rate climbing to 5.5%. That's 1% higher than what the Fed expects, but it's also well below the peak of nearly 15% in April of 2020. All right, those are your headlines of the day. Lydia's about to go on any second here, so if I stop talking and show you Lydia, she's doing her forecast. Right now, though, I wanted to let you know Hot Mic will be on from 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, inforum.com. Dom will be having a lot of great guests on, I'm sure, so everything sports related, make sure you go join him on his show. And then on inforum.com, here's an article I wanted to share with you. Fargo Moorhead Community Theater moved to downtown Fargo as part of $66 million NP Avenue project. That's something we talked about this morning on First News.
Okay.
Lydia's.
That big cold front that Ginger was just talking about, it's making its way through our area today. It's bringing some big changes. Now, before it gets to us, we have a wind at the south, mostly sunny skies, temperatures getting into the 70s. But after the cold front moves through, the wind changes direction. It sends in colder air. We'll have a cloudy sky and a few showers by about summertime tonight. Then tomorrow, we're sitting with the cloudy sky. We'll be tracking a few scattered showers, a stiff wind out of the northwest gusting near 50 miles per hour, and high temperatures in the 50s.
Nailed it.
Done.
All right, so there's your forecast. But like I was saying, there's an article on inforum.com right now talking about Fargo Moorhead's community theater and the proposed move. There's like a whole rendering that you can see right now, and it's up on our website, inforum.com, if you're interested in checking that out. Very unique project. So yeah, you should go check it out. Also, before we leave, don't forget, you already know what I'm going to say, for 99 cents for your... Wait, I messed that up. I jinxed myself. For 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, there we go, you can get an all-access pass to inforum.com just by going on inforum.com/subscribe. All right, everybody. Of course, we got our 11 o'clock newscast here in less than 3 hours with Becky Parker, Dylan Vogt. Make sure you go join them. And then we also have coverage at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 with our evening newscast. So go join our crew there. And then you should come right back here at 5 in the morning because that's when First News will be on again. So enjoy these temperatures, I guess, because it's going to get a lot cooler as we go on throughout the week here. But yeah, everyone have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7.